to the podcast, episode 30. We back. How y'all be? National Walk in the house.
Your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
Co-hosting with the most in the house.
I'm
Back
get a
to
shirt.
the podcast. I'm gonna get you a shirt or a hat or something, some merch. Episode 30. We back.
Woo, 3-0.
I know. I remember one, fucking 10. Now it's like 30. That's what's up. On our way to 52.
We just thank God and we're looking forward to 30 and 31.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
count our
it.
chickens before they hatch.
Nope. Nope. Might
That's
be.
old people lingo.
Yeah, but you old.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
But we back, Act 2 the podcast, episode 30. Thank y'all, as usual, for the views, the clicks, the shares, the likes. We appreciate it. Deeply appreciate it. We humbly
Let us know how
appreciate
you
it.
like our content. You know, we've been working on improving our content, giving y'all a little more, stepping it up a little bit with the reels. So let us know. Leave us some comments,
And we got more coming. We just, want to hear what y'all think so we can pull the trigger on some stuff. Is the camera crooked? Does it look like it's crooked there?
It's good.
It's good?
Yes.
You sure?
Positive.
Cool.
You want to check it?
No. I
Okay.
trust you. You're the camera person.
Yes.
I trust you.
I'm a camera person. I'm the director sometimes. I'm the executive producer sometimes. I need a lot of hats.
No, she be
Wear 'em
making
all at
herself.
one
She
time.
be making herself executive producer and wardrobe assistant and
And we have
goddamn-
production meetings.
goddamn water boy. All kind of shit.
I forgot my coffee. Oh no, I can't drink, so I'll do this intermittent fasting. So yeah. Well, yeah, I should have got some coffee. I'm gonna start having my coffee.
This ain't that type of show. Shit could get wild. Got hot coffee going. So I might get burnt.
I ain't scared. You
Shit
scared?
could get a little bit. It's a hot
Start
coffee.
stirring up the grits.
You never
Y'all
know.
know what that means.
That's that Marvin Gaye type stuff. Or Al Green. Which one was it?
I think Al Green got the
Al Green
grits
got the
thrown
grits.
on him.
Marvin Gaye got the shotgun from his daddy.
Oh, yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. his
Rest
daddy
in peace,
killed him.
Marvin Gaye.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I feel good.
No. How are you?
You can't be weird about it. Like,
What?
no. How are you?
Because I want you to know, like,
That
how are you?
care. And I
Yeah.
know you care, and I appreciate it. I'm good.
You
I
sure?
really am. I am.
We got to go through mental. Where we at?
Mental, I'm at an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Why is that? Elaborate.
Well, because I know you're going to get there, but work ties into, mental, and work is stressful, but it is what it is. I feel good. 8
Okay.
is good, Yeah, I'm an 8,
Work.
7.
Works a 7. Damn. Works a 7.
Yeah, I feel like, y'all remember Gumby? And I always say a cartoon, but Gumby wasn't a cartoon. It was just an animated series.
An animated cartoon.
But it didn't have the same cinematography as a cartoon.
Doesn't need to be.
I think it was just an animated series, not a cartoon.
Okay.
But nevertheless, I feel like Gumby being pulled in different directions at work. And for me, that doesn't allow me to give my best to any of those things because I feel like a little bit of pieces there, a little bit of pieces there. But nevertheless, I'm not complaining.
You got to snap back. Don't pop. Don't let them,
Yeah.
pull your extremities off.
Yeah,
It's
Gumby,
going to be you all,
Gumby
stressed
never
out.
broke, did he? What was the red one called?
I don't know.
But
Gumby
he had a
wasn't
red.
red.
No, Gumby was green, but he had a red figure always with him.
Fugazi Gumby.
What was the red character called on Gumby, if y'all remember?
Fugazi Gumby.
Yeah.
Finances.
Finances are an 8. They're good. Finances are good.
She's smiling, boy. She just got a grip. She's smiling, boy. I
Finances
ain't gonna
are
say
good.
nothing about that.
And I'm excited. We're making some. It's a shame in the Black community we aren't taught those financial literacy tools
Fuck no.
that could be very beneficial to us in life. And when people talk about breaking generational curses and establishing generational wealth, we really have to educate ourselves. I mean, there's some things that you unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, social media has become like the learning ground for some of that. And guess what? Social media has its negatives
The
about
learning
it.
ground for what?
So where you pick up some financial literacy stuff because people are using it as a tool. Now you can watch, those shows that come on TV, but I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Because
No,
if you're
I
going to be
agree with you
looking at
because this podcast, like Earn Your Leisure and other
Yeah.
things like that kind of geared towards teaching.
And I
our
would rather
community
somebody, if you're going to
financial literacy.
Yeah, if
and
you're
our
gonna
own stuff. So yeah.
right, if you're gonna be on social media and that's the kind of stuff you're looking at, it's not a bad thing. So but I think it's just really important that we not only learn as much as we can, but that we teach the kids when I'm talking about kids like starting at like 12, 13, so they can start building, or as parents and their loved ones and caretakers, you can help them start building and preparing their minds, because there's so much that we're learning. And we just had a whole session yesterday with a financial advisor, and it was great. Can't say we understood everything, but we're pretty intelligent. We understood the concept.
Yeah, it's new information. You got to digest it and process it the way you do. I mean, no, I didn't understand everything, but I understood enough.
Yeah, and it felt good.
I didn't feel like I'm stupid and I shouldn't be part of this conversation. But obviously, there's language in there that I'm not familiar with. I mean, I'm not into stocks and bonds and brokerage accounts and stuff like that. But I will be.
Yeah,
I will be versed in that kind of stuff.
But yeah, I think it's very important. Yeah, we ain't telling nobody what to do. We ain't telling nobody what to invest in, because we're learning, as we said. But I think it would behoove everyone to take the initiative to, whether you like magazines, whether you're going to, follow financial pages on social media, if you like to read a book, not me, but do what you gotta do to, I think it would be healthy. There was a thing that I sent you. I don't know if you saw it. A man was giving his perspective on a credit card versus a debit card. Who knew? In this video, he was saying that's one of the worst financial tools that was created, and that I forget what his title. He was like a big financial person, and he said he has 3 sons, and he forbade them from having a debit card, and he feels that using credit is what you should do. And he referred to it as using their money as opposed to your money. You use their money, you pay it back, it boosts your credit, you get to use more of their money, and it's cyclical. Your credit improves, you have access to more in life, you still have your money, you pay what you pay. And I mean, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It's just a different, It's
the way of, I mean, if you think about it, it's not nothing that's eye-opening. Like I listened to it, I heard it, but it was just like, okay, that's what Americans they want to do. They want to use credit cards. They want to use other people. That's why the credit card industry is so huge. Like it's such a racket. Like, Americans would rather. It is a racket. Like that's what bookmaking is the credit card industry. So you would rather borrow $1,000, and instead of you paying it all back, you rather be juiced. You rather say, okay, don't give it back and give me $1,500 back, a little bit at a time. That's bookmaking. That's a racket. That's what the definition of that is. So Americans took to that and said, okay, I like that. I want this card on consignment. You're gonna give me $1,000 and I gotta pay back $15 at a time, and you good with that? And the credit card companies are like, yeah, and we'll just up your credit. You pay the minimum balance of what you can pay, but that's the way of the world.
But you said it wasn't anything eye-opening. I think for me, the most eye-opening part about it is not having a debit card. So yes, I understand the concept of credit. I do think it's important because, to your point, a lot of people do want to rely on credit. I don't feel like you should have any credit extended to you, or you shouldn't buy anything on credit that you can't afford to buy in cash if you didn't have that credit. That's just our way of thinking, how we manage things. We don't have a whole bunch of credit cards, but that's the way we do things, because we realize that you do need to utilize credit because of America was built on that system in order to boost your credit worthiness to allow you to do things, cars, houses, other things you want in life.
But when you think
but
about
I think
that,
you have to, the key part is financial responsibility. Just getting a credit card because you have good credit, because you pay that $15 or $35 back every month, that's not being financially prudent, because you will find yourself in debt and you only paying back $35 and you're swimming.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's a racket. So I asked, when I listened to that, I asked myself, and I got other shit to get on to, but I asked myself, like, what's the downfall of having a debit card? Because today, in today's society, a debit, so if he doesn't have a debit card, he has cash and a credit card. So what's the debit card is the same as cash in our society. You walk in places, you use a debit card, it's the same as cash. It's not charging you another dollar or extra money to use your debit card. It's just like cash. So I just think about shit like that and ask myself, like, what's the downside, or what's his downside reason for having a debit card opposed to a credit card?
Okay.
My mental, I'm good. I'm good, y'all.
How's your work? No. What's your number?
My mental is an 8.
Okay.
Yeah, my mental is an 8. Put me down for 8.
What's your work?
My work is a 9.
Oh, wow.
I'm about to finish this job. Got some stuff going on. Big week next week. And counting down to vacation.
Daddy, you sang a song about that, Daddy.
Finances.
What your finances looking like?
Finances is on an 8, even though somebody was in my pocket, but somebody finances was on an 8.
That's good.
So I'm good there.
That's good to hear.
Wows and woes.
My wow, I had a great weekend. We are used to, we have date night every Friday. That's our date night. We do our thing. Sometimes it's more fancy, sometimes it's more casual and laid back. But in addition to that, we a lot of times spend time together on Saturday. One of our favorite things to do is concerts. We had, of course, because of COVID, we hadn't been to a concert in a while. So we went to see another of his favorite podcasts. But surprise, it was a concert. Jadakiss, Fabulous, State Property, Beanie Siegel. One thing about me, when it comes to old school hood rap, I get hyped. I'll get hyped. I love. No, I'm not talking about like Big Daddy Kane and all that. Yeah, they're cool about it. I was little. This new age rap, don't know it. I just don't know. No, nothing against it. But that 90s rap, that's all me. That's all me. 90s and early 2000s. Yeah, that's all me. So had a great time, and then Sunday celebrated my baby Toya's birthday. Had another great time at I don't even want to say beautiful because it's outdoor, but a fabulous.
Outdoor can't be beautiful.
No, I was gonna say a beautiful establishment.
Oh, I was about to say,
but it's not a building, but it's a venue, I guess. Because so a beautiful venue, Black owned. So I just had a great weekend. That was my wow. Spending time with my baby that I love, my Toya that I love. So just having a great time.
Woes.
I don't have any woes. I don't have anything to complain about. Not a single solitary thing to complain about.
All right, cool. That's what's up.
What was your wow for the week?
I'm gonna go with my woes first. My woes was nothing. Just had a good week. It's probably the 3rd week in a row.
You're probably woeless a lot.
Like the shoe gonna drop.
No, don't say that.
Get that juju out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have no complaints about life. I'm doing what I like to do. Doing what I'm passionate about in my free time. So I'm good. We good. My money good. My head good. I'm straight.
That's good. What's your wow?
My wow was tied on to what you said because we went to see $1 million worth of game. And that was dope. I really fuck with Gilly and Wallow. You know how much I fuck with Wallow. And it was just dope to see them dudes up there. Let's see them bring all them people out like that. It was just dope to see. Good to be in front of Jadakiss, Fab, then State Property. Like that was just off the. Then Kanye came. Psych. Yeezy showed up in the all red. It was dope. Psych. Wasn't no goddamn Yeezy.
Hilarious though. It was really hilarious.
You know how people can build anticipation for something and then when they let down they boo? Nah, people just was like, this nigga is crazy. Like this nigga is crazy. But
they did a good. They had strippers.
Yeah.
Woo.
Midgets.
Little people. A little person. A little person exotic dancer.
A little person exotic dancer. She didn't have a big butt neither.
She had sweatpants on.
But midgets be having that big ass you can't hide.
Little people.
Little people be having Little people be having butts you can't hide.
Yeah, but the show, it was a great show. A couple things. The location, it was at the Met in Philly, of course. The line was crazy, but it was worth it. No complaints there. And I was happy that no ruckus broke out.
Yeah.
You know, you got.
We didn't know the demographic.
Yeah.
Like we know we listen to it, and I know a couple other people who fuck with $1 million worth of game, but you know, the demographic is the people that's gonna buy the ticket. So we didn't know if that was gonna be 18 to 25, but it looked like it was 18 to 50.
Yeah, 18 to 50 men and women. It was a lot of couples there like
I
us.
seen some dudes with gray beards with their wife, and a couple of old heads with glasses. So it was some older people there.
And you know, we had great seats, which he bought the seats. I didn't realize we had these great seats to begin with. So first we trying to literally was like find a seat. Like, if you got a ticket, unless you had a VIP band on it, it was different VIP section. They were like, find a seat. So come to find out, we did have VIP seats. So once we got our band, we was in the fourth row.
Fourth row.
Yeah, so we had great seats. It was a really good time. Good time was had.
You can go to their page too and see your boy in all the pictures. I'm in mad pictures up in the front row right there. Turquoise shirt on.
A turquoise shirt.
I had a turquoise shirt
I seen
on.
So many videos and so many pictures was like, there we go, there we go, there we go.
I was in the building, so that was great. That was I had a good weekend, and that was a big part of my woe.
Yeah, you know, and
wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and A2TP podcast. That's your baby. And you doing your thing. But I think it's always, it's nothing wrong with bigging up other people. And $1 million worth of game is one of, your favorite shows to watch. And just the story behind Wallow it's an amazing story. Act 2, for those who don't know, is representative of you living the next act of your life after going through. So I think your stories resonate with each other.
They run parallel with each other. So I always said he was inside, I was outside.
But
so
still living in the same prison in a different way. So.
And don't get me wrong, like obviously inside for 7,300 days is a long fucking time. But yeah, it's nothing wrong with seeing two dudes that look like me that just doing something that I want to do
from North Philly,
from where I'm from, and they're just doing what they doing. Like I can't hate on that. I'm not a hater, so I'm going to look at that as inspiration. I'm going to look at that as like, oh yeah, I can do that because they did that. They used to do the same shit I did. We came up in the same areas, like, so yeah, I look at that as inspiration, and I fuck with them. I fuck with $1 million worth of game, and shout out to $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
Shout out to my president. It's Barack's 60th birthday today. So happy birthday, Barack.
Oh, you scared me. I'm like, your president? What? Oh, yeah. And
that's my Joe Biden.
I didn't know. That was just kind of
damn
threw me for. You know what? For 2.5 seconds, I forgot who. When you said that, Donald Trump popped in my head. I said, "Why you shouting him out?" I forgot Joe Biden was the president. You know, but
Barack's birthday today. He's 60.
You know what? Barack and Michelle, they are a Leo Capricorn couple as well. Yeah. And Michelle and I share the same birthday, so she is just completely awesome.
44.
Yeah. So yeah, happy
shout out
birthday.
to Barack, 60 years old.
Happy birthday, Mr. Obama.
And when you hear shit about the Obamas, like, you know that they tapped in, because you hear like they penned Bismarck's wife a letter just saying thanks for Bismarck and what he did for hip hop. And you think, what other fucking president would do something like that but a black one? But
their summer music list
that they put out,
yes.
So it's like, that's just cool to see though. Like, they tapped in to know, like, we don't have to do that, but let's reach out to them and show them some love.
And a politician is a politician is a politician. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure people will have things to say negatively that are in the political arena. I ain't too well versed in that area, so I won't even comment on that kind of stuff. But just as people, when it comes to politicians, they just have always shown themselves to be real people. He admitted he smoked a little chiba. His daughter
still smokes cigarettes. Sometimes he trying to get off of.
yeah, his daughter smoke, and not to say, oh, that makes you great, but I'm just saying they're real people that
Transparency.
yeah, they're from the hood. Well, I don't know if they're from the hood. They're
They
from
from the
Chicago.
Chicago hood.
I would
Yeah.
say, are they from the hood though?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, shout out to them to
I mean,
the
eventually they moved to a suburb, but yeah, they grew up in the hood.
And I don't like calling them Michelle and Barack either. I like calling them Mr. and Mrs. Obama.
I like calling them Michelle and Barack because that's what they would want. That's your point you just made. They're personable, and you feel like you know them for the 8 years they've been in there. That's why I'm telling my man, happy birthday, Barack. Yesterday, August the 3rd, was Black Women's Equal Pay Day. I am married to a black woman, and I have black women relatives, as y'all know.
Not yesterday, that because y'all watching this on.
Yeah, it was August the 3rd. Let me be clear. It was August the 3rd. But shout out to all the black women out there working, holding down jobs, trying to move forward in life. And you got this little tug on your neck that you can't even feel where you make 63 cents to the white man's dollar. And for a little bit of education, the reason why it's August the 3rd, Black Women's Pay Day, is because August the 3rd represents the 8 months you have to work into the next year to make the same dollar that the white man made last year. Wow. So that's how far you have to come into the year for you to be equal.
So essentially you have to work 20 months to make what he made in 12 months.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So shout out to all the black women out there trying to get through their jobs, get through life. Shout out to you doing your thing, who make good money, who not making good money, but just trying to move forward and progress. Shit can be hard, but keep pushing. A lot of people didn't even notice because it's like a little tie on your neck. It's not like a strenuous tie, but you should be equal to what the next person beside you, whether it's a black man, white man, or whatever. Y'all should make the money that is warranted. So shout out to all the black women out there holding down jobs, trying to progress and move forward. Keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to us, sis.
Simone Biles is back.
What you mean she back?
She came back and she did the balance beam.
Oh, wow.
You're not tapped in, babe.
I don't watch the Olympics.
I don't watch the Olympics neither. At all. I haven't. Watched them at all. But she's back. She did the balance beam and she won her 7th bronze medal. So shout out to Simone Biles.
Shout out SB.
Yep. A lot of people gave her shit for that because it was like, well, why couldn't you do this then? Why couldn't you do that then? But she came back and she won another medal. And she is the greatest gymnast of all time. I seen like this thing that said like I can't even quote it because I don't want to fuck it up and short her out of some medals. But she's decorated like you wouldn't believe. Like just Google her and see like her awards and medals, and she's decorated. I didn't know she had that many goddamn all in medals. But shout out to Simone Biles. And what I didn't realize, when people were giving her all that shit about her mental space and all that kind of crap, she is a victim of Larry Nassar.
Yeah.
Just like that never even came up, and I just want to bring some attention to that. Like, that girl was amongst 400 victims that was touched by that man. And I know he went to jail, but, what's that do for 400 girls? And then, a couple years later, she has a mental thing, and people question that shit as if they forgot.
So I look
it's
at
just crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy, but yes, that is something that is serious that happened to her that she will never
go
forget.
Away from. Yeah.
That will impact her for the rest of her life. Unfortunately, in society, it's like people have to know that something traumatic happened to you
for them to care.
Validate. Oh, this is why she feels this way. If that hadn't happened to her, but for whatever reason she has these other mental issues that she deals with, that is enough for people to empathize. I'm not saying you have to completely agree, but it ain't your position to try to invalidate how she feels, what she's going through. So yeah, I knew that, and just because that's not like she was a part of the whole trial and speaking up along with the other girls, and just because she doesn't wear that as across her chest doesn't mean that that's something that doesn't still haunt her. It's sad. One of the things that I hope that comes out of a couple things that I hope that comes out of all of this conversation about Simone Biles is that it empowers not just women but young girls as they're growing up and getting older to realize that they have to prioritize themselves, prioritize their mental health. I know a lot of young girls are being inspired by Simone Biles to be the best, to do the best, to give your best. But you can't do any of that if you're not in here.
But
right.
They're going to be inspired by that too, because just like they see her flip and they see her win these medals, they saw her back out because of her mental health. So that'll be a check in their head to
depending
be like,
on their
the GOAT did this.
Yeah, depending on their environment, hopefully they have people in their circles that are encouraging that or not talking negatively about it. You don't want those little girls who are in gymnastics for their parents to be like, you better not ever do that. I just hope that this is encouraging on different fronts of life.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I think she's the best. Shout out to Simone Biles. Like you said, regardless of her situation. But I read that and this was like, damn, like how could people just forget about something so fucking tragic? And then, she says, okay, I ain't feeling right. And it's like, you should be.
And for those who aren't completely familiar with who Larry Nassar is, he was one of the doctors that worked for the
IOC.
For the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, who was responsible for checking these girls out, the gymnasts specifically, and he was molesting several. Well, not even several.
Was he a gyno doctor?
No,
he was just a regular, like a physical doctor.
I want to say physical therapist, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, and I don't even want to say several because 400 is beyond several. 400 is like a serial predator.
Yes.
Like that's what he was. And it just, yeah. And
I remember the ESPYs a couple years back when they had all 400 of them on stage.
Yes.
You can look that up too. I'm sure that's on YouTube. But they had all 400 girls on stage, and that shit was like bone chilling. Like, damn, how could one dude go this fucking far? I mean, one is too far, but 400?
That's like one of them clubs you don't want to be a part of. Nah. Like they have a bond or a
sisterhood.
Yeah, like, but it's like
a sisterhood you don't want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like parents who lost a kid or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be in this.
Yeah, group. I would rather not. But
happy that I have the support and people understand what I went through because you went through it too. But I don't want to be a part of this fucking group.
Yeah.
Yeah. The versus battle.
So I didn't watch. I seen a couple. I think it's weird when they show these versus battles in the middle of the week. Like I think that's good.
Because nobody gonna be home watching Instagram Friday night, Saturday night.
Well, that's true.
We out on Friday and Saturday doing our thing. We ain't worried about no goddamn verses.
But they could have people could have how you have like fight parties or something like that. So people could have event stuff. But nevertheless, I didn't see it. We just saw Jadakiss, and I can't even say I'm a New York fan because they both are from New York, but the locks for me all day. I used to have a crush on Sheik.
Really?
Sheik Luch, yeah. I used to think he was so handsome.
Because he was the fucking background. I'm not the background dude because Sheik got verses, but he, compared to Styles and Jadakiss, he's the lesser rapper.
I just thought he was handsome. That was all.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought he was handsome. But Jadakiss was, of course, the most popular of the rappers.
His voice and the way he can rap.
And Styles P, he has a beautiful wife, Adjua Styles. But yeah, I can't say I knew for sure the locks would win, but
no,
I can't
my
really
take on it was I thought Dipset had some records, right? And I thought that they would kind of compete because they had some radio hits. But in watching it, it's like they was just there to play the songs. And Jadakiss kind of like interrupted the whole thing. And I don't know if you saw this clip. It was like, we in New York. like these dudes is rapping over the lyrics. Like I'm a real rapper. And he started like freestyling. And he just washed the whole Dipset. It was just crazy to see.
It's Jadakiss for me.
Yeah, it was crazy to see.
The Locks for me.
Like that dude can rap his ass off still after like 25 years. And yeah, it was just dope to see hip hop like that.
It's good to see that this platform that started as a form of home entertainment during the pandemic, not that they needed more coins, Timberland and Swizz Beats, but it has been financially lucrative for them, and also allow another avenue of income, or another income stream for artists who, because concerts, are kind of shut down, and I think that's
and that's
a good thing.
That's the thing about Versus. When Timberland and Swizz Beats was on a interview, they give all them royalties to the artists. So it's not like they charge them for sponsorship. You can bring your own sponsors. You can bring your own whatever to make your own side money, and you can keep all that stuff.
That's what's
so
up.
Yeah, and plus the exposure.
Yeah,
that's huge.
You know what I do miss? I can't even say I miss it because it was just a few, but I wish more people had done this when the pandemic first started. Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah, I seen him.
We watched that.
Yeah.
He did a performance in his house.
Living room, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I still have that video on my phone. It was like 45 minutes. Probably was taking up so much memory on my phone. But it was just that raw, I love singing, like that raw musicality. Like
that's where he sounds the best. He doesn't sound good in an arena. He sounds good in a SOBs or a fucking place that closed. We went to see
Billy King.
Yeah, Billy King. He sounds good in those because he's got that raspy voice. He needs to be in a room full of smoke,
sitting on a stool with his guitar and just going. So he did that when John Legend did one where he just sat at his piano. We're huge John Legend fans. Yeah. Those I thought were really, really great. I mean, I know there were some other people, but those are the two that stood out in my mind that I remember. I wish that and I guess they probably didn't really find a way to monetize it. I don't know if to monetize doing those live streams.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah, so and now I do remember Erykah Badu, and I didn't pay. I think literally she charged, I want to say it was either $1 or $5. $1. And she did it as well. I think like when you pay, you got a link to something, whatever. I don't know all the logistics behind it. So, I mean, understandably so, I did not do it because it was $1. I just felt like I don't want to go through all these steps to watch it. So, whatever. But I wish they would have found a way to monetize that because those were pretty cool.
Yeah. Who would you want to see on the Versus?
Oh my goodness. I know there was some conversation.
No, let's skip that. Let's skip the conversation. Who would you want to see off the top of your head? Like, who would Tasha want? Who she like? Then we can get to what people talking about.
I would want to see. So again, I love some good singing. It wouldn't be like any rappers or anything.
That's why I'm saying with you because I know a couple of your favorite artists. So go ahead.
I would want to see like a You put me on the spot with this one.
That's all right.
I would see. The thing is, you have to find two people that are comparable. You can't have like.
So you think it's the people? You don't think it's the music? You don't think?
That's what I mean. Like
it's about 20 songs.
Their style, right? And their style has to be comparable, not necessarily music. Like, and I know there's some people that's gonna be like, "Girl, you crazy." I think Tamar Braxton could hold her own with Mariah. Now, Mariah is a huge, super duper star.
Think so. And I don't know 20 Tamar Braxton songs, but I know 15 to 20 Mariah Carey songs.
Tamar Braxton, her voice.
It's not about that though, babe.
But her music though.
It's about the hits, and you gotta grab the people with the hits. Mariah can play the things that people featured on, and the Jadakiss, the Busta Rhymes.
I think she could beat her. I just said I think she could go up against her.
Okay.
I think she can go up against her. So that's it. Like I can think of different artists that I like, but trying to match them with somebody, that's what it. You know who I think would be great? Melanie Fiona.
And Jasmine Sullivan.
No, and like India Ari maybe.
I think India Ari and Erykah Badu would be great. I think Jasmine Sullivan and Melanie Fiona would be great.
I think Jasmine Sullivan and Jennifer Hudson.
Who would you want to see Ice Cube go with?
Ice Cube? Who's checking for Ice Cube? Like, I gotta. So Ice Cube and like
You're not tapped in at all, boo. Ice Cube. You don't.
No, I mean today was a good day. Dun, 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 dun. That's the wrong beat, but
That's
you know what I
playing
mean.
Tricks on me, ghetto
but yeah,
boy.
okay. You know what I meant.
This is what I gotta
Today was a
contend
good
with.
day.
My baby
But
is...
you know when the song is on, I know it.
How can
but
we get you more tapped in, babe? Jesus Christ.
So this is the thing between he and I. He always talks to me about this being tapped in. What I realize, because he's been making me think to myself, it's a lot of stuff, and I respectfully don't care about.
Oh.
So when he says, you're not tapped in, you're not tapped in, you're not tapped in, I love the spontaneity of his questions and not being tapped in and prepared and giving my perspective just from my mind, not having all this knowledge about certain topics. The things that I'm more interested in like places and people, from the sense of, I'm gonna give you an example. There was an article that we read about this tribe that was found in the Amazon, and
I was kind of on my versus thing.
I know. I'm just talking about why I'm not tapped in, and we can go back to that. So that kind of stuff, like the jungle people, or the tribes in the Congo, I can watch the Discovery Channel all day.
She looked up these people the other day. That was the most inbred people in Pennsylvania.
No, they weren't in Pennsylvania. They were in the Appalachian Mountains in West Virginia and Kentucky.
These people have deformed looking faces, high and low eyes. They don't speak. Like, they make noises to communicate.
So intriguing.
And you talking, like, when you hear the word inbred, like, these are real scat talking inbreds, like their mother and father are brother and sister or first cousins, and like that close, not like second and third cousin fucking. Like,
but these are generational people in this community that are like that. So long story short, that's the kind of stuff that interests me. Like, and geography. I love learning about different places in the world. He always laughs at me because I kind of know the world map. And not exactly, but he says Kazakhstan. In my mind, I know where Kazakhstan is. It's near, Uzbekistan.
But in case y'all didn't know, this podcast is about culture. This podcast is about current events. This podcast is about Black love. This podcast is about everything under the sun except geography, except Kazakhstan, except Appalachian Mountain people. That's stuff that we probably won't talk about.
So with podcasts, with Ice Cube,
do you think Ice Cube and Scarface is a good? You don't know Scarface.
I don't know Scarface. Oh, today was a good day. That's
Scarface.
Yeah.
Ghetto Boy.
I was gonna say, because Bushwick Bill, they had the little guy with him.
He did.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I know more Ice Cube.
All right. So give me two more who you think will be in it, because you can't go into rap like that. So give me two people who you think will be in it. You think Jay should do a versus?
Okay, the only person he could do a verse with is Nas. I mean, that's going to be the everlasting comparison between,
You don't think that a lot of people say he could do it with Drake, but I don't think he would.
With Drake?
Because he's got more songs than Nas.
But I mean, Drake is a different type of artist. Like, Drake's gonna start singing. Like, is that going to be, I don't know. I think they're two different types of
I do too. I don't think
artists.
Jay should do a versus. I don't think he would, and I don't think he should.
Like, who does he have to do a versus, like, to prove to who for what?
Well, it's not to prove, it's just to do it.
Just for entertainment's sake. Yeah. But that's the thing. People look at a versus as it is competition. Some of them, like Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown, womp, womp, womp. Like, but,
Keith Sweat won.
He won.
Bobby couldn't move. He did one spin and he couldn't stop sweating.
And Keith Sweat was helping him sing his songs.
Yeah, he couldn't stop sweating.
Yeah.
I think he got butter in him from 10 years ago that ain't out of his system yet. Yeah. He fried chicken and cocaine before, babe.
I don't think you'll ever stop being high.
I never heard nobody fried chicken and cocaine. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking, so I do love Jasmine Sullivan and Jennifer Hudson. I think that would be a good match.
Jennifer Hudson and Jasmine Sullivan?
Yeah, baby. I'm thinking about their songs, their vocal abilities.
But that's not what really Versus is about. It's about radio hits. It's about radio hits. It's not about when the song come on, how she sound or how vocal.
But it's about comparable artists. Like you can't put I'm just throwing this out there. You can't do like a Beyonce and a Melanie Fiona. Like they're two different genres.
No, but you can do a Beyonce and Rihanna because they have radio hits. So when the song comes on, people are going to be like, boom, that's Single Ladies. Boom, they're not looking like, oh, this is Dangerously in Love. And she sung it. Like, no, they don't want, that's probably not even going to be on the playlist. Mm-hmm. It'll be Single Ladies. It'll be To the Left. It'll be, all the Irreversible. It'll be all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean.
The stuff that pops when you hear it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's one for her. But if you hear Dangerously in Love and be trying to sit there like, oh, yeah, she sung that real well, she might not get that round.
Yeah, but Rihanna has some ballads as well.
But she also has radio hits.
Yeah, I mean it's tricky. I think the matches that they have done so far have been pretty good. I think Mary J and Faith would be good.
I don't think nobody. I think Mary J washes anybody. I think anybody you put up.
But I think it would be a good show.
Mary J and Mariah would be a better one, but Mary J would wash Mariah.
Okay. See, I think Mariah is more of a pop singer, and Mary J is more of like a soul R&B.
Who could you go up against Mary J? That's a nice soul R&B singer.
Toni Braxton, that was circulating out there.
She would get washed.
I think she would, but So for those who don't
hates Anita Baker.
I don't hate her. I don't hate anyone. I am not a fan. But this is the thing with Anita Baker. Her songs, the lyrics, I just wish somebody else sang them. When you listen to...
People out there going to trash you over this, babe. Anita Baker is... that girl.
Bring all the smoke. I'm letting y'all know that's how I feel. Her voice is just, I apologize. She's so monotone. But the lyrics to her songs, I think, are awesome. I don't know if she writes her songs. If so, she's a great songwriter. I just wish somebody else sang them. That's all.
I apologize. Anita Baker's
oh, believe me, I do.
I think that was on the cusp of you, like, your age, like, she was big.
I'm a Patty fan.
But Patty got 50 #1 albums. She's been singing since she was 5 years old.
Yeah, I like Phyllis Hyman. She has that deep baritone.
Who can Fantasia go up against? Tasia. That's my girl right there, boy.
Tasia. He loved Fantasia.
Do some Tasia go up against.
Fantasia? Maybe, because you say Radiohead. I was going to say maybe Fantasia and Tamar Braxton. See, I have to look at it from a different perspective.
What radio hits do she have?
Love and War.
Okay, that's one. You need 19 more.
That's
one.
Well, not all of... okay, so I don't listen to the radio. You know that. I probably haven't really listened to the radio in like 5 years, if not
Fantasia
more.
Fantasia got radio hits. Fantasia got songs that come on, you're going to be like, oh, shit.
But some of Fantasia's best songs... I like Fantasia. Some of her best songs are B-side albums that have never been played on the radio, but they're good. I think Fantasia and Jasmine Sullivan could do it. If not Jennifer Hudson, because Jennifer Hudson has been away for a while. I think Fantasia and Jasmine Sullivan would be a show. That would be good.
Fantasia and Jasmine Sullivan, that's not bad. I think Tasia will wash her, though.
Jasmine Sullivan,
wash that ass.
Jasmine Sullivan is an amazing vocalist. Some of her songs...
Better than Tasia?
I didn't say that. I just said she's amazing. Just the purity of...
The fact that you got to think about it is making me upset a little bit.
I'm just saying, just the purity of their voice, I think Jasmine Sullivan is a better vocalist.
Than Tasia?
Fantasia, she can sing, but she isn't the most amazing... She has a great voice. She isn't the most amazing vocalist. Jennifer Hudson is a better vocalist than Fantasia.
Mariah Carey's a better vocalist than Jennifer Hudson.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Fantasia is great, and she gives a performance. There are some performers like an Alicia
She's
Keys.
like a mini Patty. She kicks her shoes off
Yeah.
and
So yeah, she's a great performer. But if you're talking about just sit on a stool and sing a song, I think she's great. I just think Jasmine Sullivan is a little better.
I seen Fantasia give a show at a goddamn radio station at 7 o'clock in the morning to 6 people, and she sang
And gave her all.
and was made up, face all done up, 7 o'clock in the morning, and sang to 6 people like she was singing to 60,000.
Yeah, and she was amazing. And
Yeah,
I'm not taking
she's
anything away from her. But if you're asking which one do I think is the better, now give a better show. I think Fantasia would give a better show, but just pure vocals, I think Jasmine Sullivan.
All right, cool. That covers the verses. We go into segment she bought in this or that.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
We gotta get the Black Sheep score.
You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Like
I think you get with
the
this,
because we can play music.
because this is where it's at.
Who sang that?
Black Sheep.
I think I understand your writing. So, would you rather lose your ability to read or speak?
Oh, my ability to read or speak.
That means you can't hear a fucking thing.
Who say you can't hear?
I mean, you can't read a goddamn thing. Or you can't say shit.
My ability to read. I'd rather not read than not be able to talk. At least if I can talk, I can communicate with you.
So
and you can communicate with me. Just don't write nothing down for me to read. Don't buy me a card. Just tell me how you feel.
You can't read. You feel stupid.
I mean...
You think I'm going to want you if you can't read?
Yes.
Why? What makes you think that? What makes you think I'm interested in somebody that can't read?
I don't read to you now when you want me.
But I know you know how.
But
if I didn't know you didn't know how, I'd be trying to teach you and shit.
But I'm saying, my ability to read was not. You didn't say, "Oh, she's such a good reader. I love her."
No, but I didn't have to because you knew how to read. I didn't have to say, "Damn, she dumb. She's
But
21
you
years
do
old
love
and
the
can't
way
read."
I speak to you. You do love the way my lips look when I tell you I love you. You do love my laugh. You do love,
Why was you so emphatic with the lips?
Because I had to be emphatic with my lips. You do love the things that I say to you, my prayers with you.
But I love the fact that you're not dumb and you can read.
Well, look, you said choose one. I'm not going to be able to read. I'll take speaking. What would you choose?
I'd rather read than speak.
Wow. So you would just read in silence all the time and not be able to talk to me? So every time I wanted to say something to you, we wanted to talk, we got to write notes? That's a lot.
You ain't got to write no note.
Oh, yeah, you got to write a note to me,
I got to write a note. I'm good with that. I keep a pack of Post-its on me. I'm good.
No. I'm going to talk.
A sharp pencil, a pack of Post-its. And I keep it concise because they little, so I ain't writing a lot.
And then you know what I'll do when you
lot of yes/no answers.
When you write me a note. What about like if we're having an argument or something, and you trying to get your point across, right? And this is what I would do. Right?
I would say not listening.
And I would do like this. I don't know what you just said now.
See, that's the problem with our communication now. That's what she do. What you call, not literally, but figuratively. That's what she do. So when I'm saying, she crushed my words up like that. Would you rather have 7 fingers or 7 toes?
I think we did that one.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
We did?
Yeah, we did, because I told you Becky had 7 toes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to take 7 fingers, though.
I'm going to take 7 toes. I ain't taking 7 fingers. That shit, like, out in the open for people to see.
We might not have did it. We might have did it on that. Okay. So, 7. Yeah, because you have 7 toes, right? Wait, you not even 6, but 7?
That's why I said I'm not paying that on my hand. Right?
But 7.
You wouldn't better put your hand in your pocket. And you look like a spider.
So 7 toes on both foot or just one?
Both.
So now you got to buy wide shoes.
Or cut them, because I don't even know if they make Why?
Cut them so your toes can stick out?
How else you gonna do it?
No, you can't.
They don't make a wide that wide.
So you would rather have toes sticking out of a shoe looking weird rather than just having 2 extra hands? You don't think that's more weird?
What are you gonna do with your 2 extra fingers? Your 4 extra fingers you have up here?
When you hold stuff, you can hold it deeper.
That's not gonna be right. That's not gonna be
I'm
right.
taking 7 fingers.
All right. Would you rather?
So that means you have 14. That's a lot of fingers.
Yeah.
I'm not taking.
You look like a cat. I mean, like a centipede.
I'm not taking 14 toes. Sorry.
But you can hide them.
I could wear gloves. Stick 2 fingers and 2.
In the summertime, you gonna walk around with gloves on. In the house, you gonna walk around with gloves on.
No, you would know. You would see them all the time.
You grab me up. I'm like, who else down there? Who else down there? I see a lot of fingers. Would you rather listen to your least favorite song for a year or no music for a year?
Oh, wow. I would say my least favorite song because guess what'll probably happen? You'll probably end up liking it because you'll keep hearing it and hear. Like, imagine if I had to listen to I Apologize.
Would you have to listen to Ice Ice Baby for a year?
Jesus.
But you gonna say I already like Ice Ice Baby?
No, I was thinking about that. Like, no.
What if you had to listen? You like Back That Ass Up. What if you had to listen to Baby Got Back?
Baby Got Back.
Every day.
Can I just turn the volume down?
Every day for a year. That's your theme.
Oh
fucking
my
music.
goodness, that or no music?
Just for a year. I would go no music because I can find some peace. And I know in a year, I'll be back at it.
Yeah, I would probably say no music. I can still sing. Like the songs that are no. Yeah.
You can still hum in your head, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a star on a losing team or bench champion?
Oh, a bench? Oh, I thought you said a bitch champion. Okay, a star on a losing team or be on the bench for a championship team. That's a great question because you feel like is the goal to win? Or is the goal are you looking at it as from a selfish perspective of I or the team?
You don't know anything about team sports. You play to win the game.
Yeah, so I would rather be a bench player on a championship team.
Seriously?
Than to be a star on a losing team.
Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're the star, but you ain't that great because you ain't help your team win.
That's true. I'd rather be a bench player
on a championship team, yeah.
Because the team, if I couldn't help in a certain way at the end, at least I contributed some way in the game.
Right.
And I get my ring.
Even if I never got in, I could be there for moral support, cheering the other players on.
Well, that's not really that good.
Well,
yeah, that's not really that good. Moral support. I guess this is how you wrote this. Would you rather be able to detect a lie or get away with one?
I would rather be able to detect a lie.
Yeah, because I hate being lied to.
Yeah, I would rather be able to.
Yeah, when somebody lies to me, I've had them both happen to me, and they feel the same. It feels like somebody stole something from me.
What do you mean you had both? Like
I had somebody steal something from me.
Okay, lie to you and okay, gotcha.
Like it's the same feeling. It's like damn, like I can't trust you, man. Like,
yeah, that's what. I was gonna say that's what both do. They remove your trust factor.
I can't
for
trust
that
you,
person.
man. You fucking lying.
Yeah, I would rather be able to detect a lie rather than get away with a lie. You know, try not to lie.
Do you believe in lying for your husband's well-being, and where does the line stop?
Yes, I do.
So you would lie to me for my well-being?
Oh, you didn't say lie to you.
Yeah, to me.
Oh, you said lie for your husband's well-being.
No, to me.
Oh, no, I thought you meant like lie for you, like tell the cops like, no, he ain't here. No. Yes. Okay. No. Okay. You mean like no? I don't. I don't because I feel like
So you
the
never
truth.
told me a lie in 21 years to protect my feelings? To, I don't know, like make something soft that you knew was hard?
I mean, it depends on what's considered a lie. Like if you
A
said,
lie's a lie, not the truth.
well, if you said like how you feel, I said I'm alright, but I'm really not alright. Like, are we looking at every little single detail as a lie?
All right, so you can probably X that out.
Yeah.
Other than that, because that's like
Yeah, that's
a
what I
lie.
mean. Like, but no. Like, I think that's part of our friendship and our bond. You know, we tell each other the truth, even sometimes if it's the hard truth. So yeah, I would rather, because I feel like you tell a lie, you gotta remember it, and depending on how much time goes by, if
You might have to tell another lie.
yeah, or you get caught up, like nah, like even if I think it's gonna hurt your feelings, I would rather not tell you than to tell you a lie. Omission isn't a lie. But if you ask me something,
That's how you move?
No, no, I'm not saying
That's
that.
how you fucking move?
I'm not saying
That's
that.
what you fucking just said.
Who
else said
saying.
Who else said it?
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is.
No, that's what you saying. You saying what I think you saying.
Can you repeat the question again?
No, you saying what I think you saying, but you saying what you not think that I think you saying.
I didn't hear the question. Can you say the question again?
You heard the question.
Can you repeat the question again?
You heard the question.
Yeah, I would not lie for your well-being, because in the end, is it really your well-being? Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, in the beginning, I would have said, yeah, I would have lied to protect your feelings, but now, like, just because our bond, like, I know I can tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Even if you cry, or even if you hurt, like, you know, I'm not. It ain't coming from up top.
Yeah, and we have this thing called a moment of honesty. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it could be like after an event or something, and you know, something like
Can we have a moment of honesty? Yes, I didn't like that shit. Or,
it could be
I didn't like what you did with sex, or anything like that.
He recently told me he had a moment of honesty about some Christmas gifts I bought. It was like, don't ever buy me that kind of stuff again. I'm gonna tell y'all what I bought him, right? Y'all see his beard, love his beard. He blow dries his beard every day. So I seen this thing. It was a beard straightener.
A beard comb.
It was a brush. But it gets hot, and
beard brush.
So it's like a straightening comb, but a straightening brush for your beard. Brush. And I bought it for him, and
it's a beard brush.
A beard brush straightener. Don't leave out the straightener part. And he was like, mind you, I got that for Christmas in December. It's in July. He just told me, don't buy me nothing like that again.
No. And I asked her to buy me some shoe trees. Oh my God. She bought me Paul Bunyan shoe trees. These robotic shoe trees. Like, shoe trees are simple. They little small brown things you put in your shoe. You stretch them out. She bought these industrial things you need a wrench to fucking crank out.
It's like a whole system. I didn't know. I thought, first of all, when I bought them, in my mind, I thought these were going to be stocking stuffers. So you know how big a stocking is, and we usually pack each other's stockings with a bunch of like little gifts. So, I mean, I didn't think they were little, but I'm thinking something like this. They came in a bag, and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to be like this big, but you can stretch them. Fine, this will be a cute little stocking stuffer. Well, these things came. The bag was as long as my arm. I'm like, what is this? Opened it up, whole shoe system. So he was like, yeah, don't buy me nothing like that again. So.
Last one. Would you rather, this, I don't know what you're going to say to this, but would you rather play hoops with LeBron or football with Tom Brady?
Oh, wow. Hoops with LeBron or football with Tom Brady? I would say hoops with LeBron.
I would play hoops with LeBron too.
Yeah.
I like Tom Brady. I think he's one of the greatest athletes ever. The greatest winning athletes ever, but probably would be pretty boring.
I was gonna say, was he?
Throwing the ball
Yeah.
back and forth, a little bit of this.
It probably be a little vanilla.
Yeah. LeBron would be, you know, some music will be playing.
Yeah.
You know, talking shit.
Savannah might be there.
Yeah. Bronny might be there, smoking
Little
that
Zori.
Little Zori.
Ain't that the little girl name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, but I thought that, you know what? If I thought that you would pick football, throw the ball with Tom Brady.
No, I would pick LeBron. Lebanon.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
LBJ.
Last segment, 3 grams. The baby. This is the second week we talking about the baby.
Yeah. You know, and again,
are you tapped in? Have you heard the recent stuff? Or no?
What more is it? I mean, I know that he
dropped from 9 festivals.
Okay,
now.
Yeah, that I've been seeing about
9.
Because again, this is the thing: free speech cost.
There is no freedom of speech. There is no First Amendment.
Well, no, there is, but it doesn't mean that there aren't.
Or is it the second? It's the First Amendment. Freedom of speech.
I think freedom of speech is the First Amendment. The Constitution was not my favorite subject. I like geography, but not.
But you're pretty sure it's the first.
No, I'm not pretty sure. But the Second Amendment is the right to bear arms, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So, freedom of speech. You are free to say what you want. You're not free from the consequences of saying what you want, and that's what I think he and other people in the public eye have to remember, no matter how big or small you are in the public eye, because one, we live in a very sensitive, society. And I'm not saying what he said wasn't wrong in the sense of him making comments about people having diseases, but even if he had said something different, people are just extremely sensitive to date anyway. The thing that makes me a little, upset about it is because it's and somebody else said this first, but it's one of those things when you look at these festivals, y'all are okay with having music talking about, the sexually explicit lyrics, the shooting, talking about perks and lean and that kind of stuff.
Motherfuckers is on stage with white cups.
So y'all are okay with all of that. But as soon as, and I'm not being disrespectful to them, I'm talking about the people who are in charge. As soon as the LGBTQIA+, did I say it right? As soon as somebody says anything remotely derogatory towards them, then it's like, oh no, we gotta shut everything down. When black people talk about killing black people, we don't see this uproar. When they say music that has the N-word in it,
but I think
we don't hear this uproar.
Black people killing black people. They don't give a shit about that. It's black people rapping about black girls twerking and fucking and all that, and black dudes talking about drug usage. So yeah, but when you talk about, and I'm not saying I know that there's not more gay people than black people. Would you think that? Think that's a true statement?
I would think so.
There's not more gay people than black people. So there's more black people than gays. But when you say something bad about them, they show out. Like, I don't know. And then the networks, the people on top, the people who run stuff, even though they're a small community compared to blacks, I don't know what the power is where it's like, this is shut down when this happens.
Yeah. I don't know all the logistics and the politics and the red tape bureaucracy behind all of that either. I do feel that, sometimes people feel like, oh, I should be able to say what I want. Or, I'm allowed to say how I feel. You don't always have to say how you feel. If you are anti-gay or anti any of those people in that population, any way you feel negatively about that, not saying it doesn't mean that you're promoting it, but nobody asked you.
Right.
So it's okay to keep some stuff. No, I'm not saying you should go against your beliefs if you are asked a question and you honestly answer. That's one thing. But just to blatantly make statements about stuff that you didn't have to. He could have said, put your lighters up, turn your flashlights on, put your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care. He could have said a whole lot of stuff other than it all what he did say.
And even at $1 million worth of game, when Fab he came out, he said if your pussy clean, you can scream. Did you hear that?
Was that Fab, or I thought that was state property?
It might.
It doesn't matter, but yeah.
One of them said it, and it piqued my ears. It was like, all right, like where they going with this? I know they know what the hell just happened. Like, why would they say something? But I heard that was deemed okay.
Yeah, because you're not isolating any particular group of people.
Right. What I think is that that community and the gay community obviously are less of the population, but they're sprinkled in all of the population. And I think that when somebody says something offensive like that, those people at the top that's run these networks and run these festivals have a gay son, they might be gay, a gay cousin, and it's offensive. No. And it all ties in. I don't think there's a group of heterosexual people at the top making these decisions saying, no, you can't say that. I think they're in the room. And
I disagree.
No, I think they're in the room in these top rooms of these people, and some of them are offended.
I think it's monetary. So I'm not saying that you may not have some people in the room and they feel like from a compassionate point of view, they want to protect them. So let me not say I disagree. That may be true. But I think it's more so a monetary decision being made. If we allow this, then we may have these sponsors pull out and we'll lose money. I think it just comes down to dollars and cents. Do they want to protect people? Is it possible somebody has somebody that they love that's being offended by what this person is saying? Yeah, that's feasible. But I think more than anything, it's monetary, and they're afraid of, oh my goodness, if we don't take action and remove this person, then if Pepsi or Frito-Lay or whoever the hell else,
Coca-Cola,
they may withdraw, and they may not want to be a part of this because they may feel it's a bad representation of them. I think that's purely what it is. Not purely, I think that's primarily what it is.
Did you know Judge Judy made $47 million a year?
No, wow. Is she the highest paid TV judge?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
they took her to court and said that her salary was too big, and the judge said no, it's not.
Wow, that's crazy.
$47 million a year.
Who took her to court?
I don't know. That's what I was about to ask you. Like, who do you think took her to court? Some executives, or because they're the people who paid you?
But you know what I'm interested in knowing? How comparable is her salary to Judge Mathis, a black man?
I don't know, but I know she's the highest paid on them court shows. That's why it's so many of them. I think they all kind of make, not her money, but...
And she has the most tenure, I think, out of all of these shows
$47 million to...
Yeah. I wonder how... You remember Judge Wapner?
Yeah.
From the People's Court? He was the first to do it. He, like Soulja Boy, he was the first to ever do it. So you said I'm not tapped in. Yeah.
Draco.
I think he was the for Judge Wapner, People's Court. But after him, then it was Judge Judy.
I just didn't think that you could make that much fucking money doing those shows.
It's crazy.
And they work like they work in a season like Wheel of Fortune and shit. So they work like 3 months out the year and make like $47 million because they tape all them shows back to back to back to back.
Right, that's crazy. So, because I was thinking, right, because
like
that
Steve
show
Harvey
comes on. That show comes on every day. It's not like a once weekly thing.
So they tape a couple hundred of them and then they're off.
It made me think about Angela Bassett.
She just got the
$450,000 per episode for her show 911, and also her other co-workers, now of course not as much as her,
but they got a bump.
They got a bump too, which is great. I think they said she might be the highest paid actress on a series right now.
No, Olivia Benson is. Mariska Haggerty.
Or maybe black actress.
Yeah, I was going to say black maybe, but Olivia almost makes like $3 million an episode.
Yeah, Olivia her name is Olivia Benson from SVU. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, what you about to say?
No, I was going to say, can we do an extra gram? Because I had one too I wanted to ask you about when you done.
Sure, we can do. So we're going to change it to 4 grams today.
No, 3
grams plus 1 gram.
3.5 grams.
What
is that? Is that, never mind, 3.5 grams?
It's just 3.5 grams.
Okay. I thought that was like some secret drug talk.
No. Ice-T wife Coco still letting a 5-year-old suck the titty.
So
Now, my first question was, ain't no milk coming out the titty because she 5, and she says she just do it for her anxiety and comfort once in a while, but she eat food. And I'm thinking, you wipe your own ass at 5, why you still sucking a titty?
Well, I mean, so this is my thing. It could, if she continued to suck them, then milk will continue to be generated. She's not the first person that I heard that. But my thing is, so I hear breast milk. There's a lot of nutritional value in breast milk.
Mm-hmm. We know this.
But at 5, I feel like just pump it and give it to her in a cup. Like, give her some milk and breast milk and cookies if she want, or pour it in her cereal or her oatmeal, whatever you're making her. If you still want her to be
No, she says she does it for her comfort. Like when she's excited or has anxiety or she's upset, that's her bonding time with her mom. Like she likes to comfort her that way.
Yeah, that's like seeing a 5-year-old walk around with a pacifier. Like that's I never want to tell anybody else how to raise their children. That's not something that I would be an advocate for.
What would be the age do you think that would be like, okay, the law has to step in on something like that? Like because that's your kid, can you publicly say my kid sucks my titty and he's 13? He's 10? It's your kid. I mean, what I'm saying, what would be the age where it's like the law would have to say you can't do this, or can the law say you can't do this? I'm asking. I'm not saying anybody can do anything with their kids. They your kids. I'm just saying, at what age would be the cutoff where it would be against the law? Like you can't publicly say my kid breastfeeding and he's 13 or she 13.
Yeah, I don't know, because some people could say 5. It's too old. Some people could say 5. They're talking. Like we have a niece. Their own ass. Mackenzie is 5, and she's very vocal.
That's what's in my head. You wipe your own ass. Why are you still breastfeeding?
Yeah. So some people could say 5. 10, I think, is way too old.
I think the highest I heard was 15, and I didn't believe it.
No.
It was like a kid. It wasn't in our country, but it was like a kid that was 15 years old that still breastfed. I Googled this shit because when I heard about this.
That's gross. But yeah, I mean, I can't even fathom. Yeah, a child. I mean, at that age, 5 years old, you're on your way to kindergarten.
So if your kid had I know, like my man Danny, and I know I'm not saying nothing bad about him at work, but his son sleeps in the bed with him, and they can't like break that kind of habit. Mm-hmm. And he like 3. Mm-hmm. And it's like every night, no matter what, he got to be in the bed with his mom and dad. And it's like that shit can, and I try to like, without saying what you should do to your kids, because obviously this isn't that type of show, but don't you got to break that habit? Like you don't want them to be 10 and still sleeping in your bed.
You do, and I think it's harder for the parents than it is for the child, because children will adapt. And in that situation, you think that's a situation, the child is probably going to have temper tantrums for probably the first 4 or 5 days. And what parent wants to deal with that? Because you need to go to sleep. You want to make sure the child is safe and that they go to sleep. But guess what? Eventually, they're going to get sleepy and they're going to be like, all right, they're not changing their mind. And they'll fall in line. They'll assimilate to that.
But it's good to see him when I say, like, damn, well, how come you don't let him sleep in his bed? He just be like, I love him. That's my little man.
Yeah,
and it's like, imagine. Damn, I wish I, had something like that. So he a good pop in that sense. But it's like, damn, like, that's the equivalent of walking around 5 years old with a pamper.
I don't think that's equivalent, though.
No, not
sucking. I was going to say, sleeping in the bed at 3 is one thing. And going to kindergarten and coming home and getting some boob is a different thing. That's a little much.
What did you have?
So, I seen a story, Scarlett Johansson, right?
Mm-hmm. Smoking hot.
She was in the movie Black Widow. Mm-hmm. And there was some contract, I don't know the numbers or whatever, it was a Disney movie. She was supposed to get paid a certain amount, and then she would be paid a percentage of the box office revenue.
Okay, I'm tapped in. I read about this.
So Disney, when they released the movie, they released it in the theaters as well as on HBO Max. Now, her contract did not have anything in writing saying she would make any of the money off of HBO Max. So, in turn, she's suing Disney because she felt like they cut into her pay. If y'all wouldn't have released it on HBO Max, and only had it in theaters, the theaters would have made more money. Hence, she would have made more money.
Yeah. Her box office would have been big because you have to go to the movie to see it.
Yeah, and I feel like
and people are going to the movies now.
Yeah.
We not, but they are.
And I feel like a contract is a contract. What I don't like is that Disney tried to deflect and make it look like she was being insensitive to the pandemic, saying, oh, we're still in a time of the pandemic where people are becoming ill, and this is insensitive of her to think that we shouldn't allow people this option of watching it in the comfort of their home, which is why they're saying that they did it. But in the end, they made money. She might not have made money off of HBO Max, but Disney made money off of selling it to HBO Max. So what's your insight? Do you think that she was wrong in any way in that?
No, she's not wrong at all, because in my contract it says you're supposed to release it in 1,500 theaters, and that's it. It didn't say shit about any streaming services, Netflix, HBO Max, Amazon, anything like that. So the fact that you do, them streams, you're going to make money off, and it's not in my contract that I can't make any of that money, and this is my movie,
right?
So yeah, I'm gonna make money at the box office, which I'm not going to make as much as I was, because people will say, damn, I could just watch it on my couch
in the comfort of my home.
Yeah, I don't have to go to the movies and subject myself to health risks. I could just watch it in the house. So yeah, that cuts into her money. If she could have got a $70 million Friday, now she might get a $20 million.
Yeah.
And all that 50 million was on streams they make.
Right. So
yeah, she ain't wrong at all.
They need to cut her some of that streaming money.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's kind of like the same thing they did with Dave Chappelle when they HBO was like, we don't need you, but then they streamed the Chappelle show.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, you can't say you don't need me and don't give me a deal, but then stream my fucking work
and make money off.
Yeah, like you gotta pay, and they paid him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He went to the people and said, don't watch it. And they paid him. That's what she should do. She's got a following, an influence. She should tell her fans, don't go see that. Like, just take the L. Don't go see that. But don't make because they're going to make more money than her.
Well, it's some time past now. It's over. It was Black Widow.
Yeah.
Was the movie, and it passed.
People are going to stream it instead of going to go see it.
Yeah. But now at this point, what they should do is say, when I read that because first I read about her taking them to court. Then when I read their response, I was like, whoa, what a deflection.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gonna blame it on her.
And
y'all gonna try to pull out the people's sympathy card. Yeah. Like, she doesn't care about the people.
And it's obvious. They sat in the room and was like, how can we spin this?
Yes.
How can we spin this?
She's being
Whoever
insensitive.
spins this gets a bonus.
Yeah.
And somebody came in and said, pandemic.
Because if you really cared about the pandemic, it would have just been HBO Max, and her contract would have indicated that she would make money off of the revenue from streaming. It would have never been released in theaters if you truly cared about people staying safe and healthy.
Yep. And I'm sure their rebuttal to that will be like, well, we thought the pandemic would be over. And the fact that it's still going on, that's why we put it on HBO Max. But that's wrong. That's fucking cutthroat and wrong.
Yeah, well, that was my half a gram.
It's 3 grams, all right?
All
you
right.
can have a gram, but you can't have an extra gram or 0.5. You can have a gram, though.
So we had 4 grams today, but okay,
but
from now on it's 3 grams. All right.
All right. That's the show. Act 2 the podcast, International Walk.
Your girl Tosh.
We appreciate the love. We appreciate the likes, the shares, the mentions. We appreciate y'all jumping on the reels. We got a lot more of them coming. Just appreciate the love. Support 2 black people sitting here, husband and wife, talking shit, talking about everything. It's good content, and I know it is, because it's what I watch. So check us out on YouTube. We appreciate everything on Instagram. Act 2 the podcast. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.
Was that delicious?